The Super Bowl has come and gone, and the Seattle Seahawks, our Super Bowl champions of the year. Let's get into it right now. Welcome everybody to Top Dog Coverage. It's your boy Dirty alongside my main man for all of these seasons, C-Dub, and we have gone through all 18 weeks and post-season weeks of football, and here we are ready to talk about, who would have thought, the recap of the 2025-2026 Super Bowl game, which was, some people say it was not good, some people say it was boring. It was a defensive game, and they do not lie when they say defense wins championship. C-Dub, how you doing on your side? How you doing in Texas, and what did you think of the game?
Yeah, I think doing very well. I thought it was everything we thought it was going to be. It was a great chess match back and forth. You had McDonald versus Vrabel, a lot of situational football, a lot of great punts, a lot of special teams counted in this one too. So, and then eventually the dam broke and Seahawks ran away with it. But I thought it was a good game. Thought it was a great experience. Enjoyed it.
Yeah, I was at a place that I'll throw this out there first. Had an amazing spread of food. Okay, everything was homemade. I think we as football enthusiasts, I get we love football, but I mean, when the food is there, the food is there. You know what I mean? And
absolutely,
everything was homemade. Shout out to Laura. Laura spent 2 days making all the food. Albone. Yeah. So Laura and Ned, thank you for hosting. It was an amazing party, and I got to see all of my old teachers from high school. They were all there because apparently she works with all of them.
Oh, that's great. She a teacher?
Yeah. So
awesome.
Shout outs to Elbone with all the good food, homemade mac and cheese, homemade everything. So everything worked out. And yeah, absolutely. And the Patriots fan kind of left a little early. That's to be expected.
That's all right. I don't know. I'm not a advocate of leaving early on any sporting event.
I do give him a check in the book though, as like, hey, you get a pass. So apparently an additional New England Patriots fan went to the house and woke up the baby, and the baby could not go back to sleep for the rest of the day. So the baby was wired, and his wife was stuck with the baby all day. And this kid was not going back to bed. And I was like, I feel so bad for you.
The baby was waiting on the Patriots comeback.
Yeah.
Be waiting forever.
C-Dub, you already know. Don't wake the baby. Don't wake the baby.
Yeah, that's it. It's like that. It's like the commercial of the NFL where that Bears fan's going crazy, and he's like being quiet, going crazy.
Yeah.
You seen that? Yeah.
I did. Yeah. Oh gosh, yes. But before we get into the nitty gritty of the everything else, what did you do for the Super Bowl? Did you go somewhere? Did you have a couple people over?
No, yeah, we hosted. So
okay,
we had a bunch of food. It was not homemade. We ordered most of the stuff. We picked it up.
No judgment.
Did all that, But we detailed the house, we cleaned it, had our decorations, had everything ready to roll. We should buy quite a few people over. So
yeah,
shouts out to my wife for making sure that everyone was great. She was the host with the most, so I was able to sit, talk with a couple of my guys that showed up, and just spoke, watched the game, talk ball. It was nice.
Yeah, shout outs to S-Bomb over there, just making it happen.
It's S-Dub.
I know. S-Bomb just sounded cool, and I wanted to,
She's a dub.
She's a dub. That's good, though. Sounds like you had a good time down there.
Yeah, it was cool. It was great.
But before we get into the actual nitty gritty of the game, let's jump into some news. A couple other things always go down, and some more hirings and such. So let's definitely get into some news real quick. Time for the news, baby. All right. Well, the news is brought to you by Norse-Hall.com. If you guys want some hot sauce, please go to Norse-Hall.com to get yours, made out of West Virginia, and their special mead. That's MEAD, which is a honey wine that used to be drank back in the day. And yeah, so go get your mead and your honey wine from Norse-Hall.com, who is a proud sponsor of the show. What are you thinking? Are you thinking you or me first?
Sure. I can kick us off. Let's go to Arizona. So the Cardinals are set to hire Nathaniel Hackett as OC. So Nathaniel Hackett was believed to be heading to Miami to become the Dolphins quarterbacks coach, but he's now on track to move back onto the coordinator tier. So the Cardinals are hiring Hackett as their OC under Mike LaFleur. NFL.com's Tom Pelissero reports Hackett was LaFleur's successor as Jets OC. The duo will now head up the offense in Arizona. So a report last week had Hackett committing to the Dolphins to become the quarterbacks coach under Jeff Hafley, but a better offer has come up that will force Miami to keep looking. This will be a non-play calling position with LaFleur set to hold the play call sheets in the desert. That will be familiar territory for Hackett, who served as Matt LaFleur's non-play calling OC with the Packers from 2019 to 2021. That stay boosted Hackett's stock. The next 3 seasons tanked it.
So. What do you think about that? This would be the second time that him and Mike LaFleur will be on the same team, and this time around, Mike LaFleur will be doing the play calling when they were actually looking for somebody else to do the play calling last time when they were in New York.
Mm-hmm.
I can't get a good gauge of that. Like, it doesn't sound like a good recipe for success.
Well, his brother, Matt, calls the plays in Green Bay, so I think it's familiar territory. They're going to run a similar offense. He had success in Green Bay, just doing the offensive coordinator duties without calling plays. So I really don't know what to expect for Arizona. I mean, we don't even know if Kyler is going to be back. We don't know what's happening down there. So I'm not sure what to expect. I mean, we'll see. But, I think it's one of those there's not too many other people around, so we're just going to take the guy that I know best and that can run my offense. So,
yeah, I mean, I've been listening to a couple other podcasts. Shout out to The Ringer and shout out to the Fantasy Footballers and such, and they made some good points. Listening to it, do you think Nathaniel Hackett's just going to be a yes guy? You know what I mean? That's kind of what it sounds like it's going to be a little bit,
Has he been anything more than that? Or when he's had more responsibility, it's kind of,
yeah.
Right? I mean, he hasn't done well, so
no,
maybe he should. Maybe he should just be a yes man and, hey, you like this play? Yes.
You got it, buddy. Yeah. Cool. That sounds great.
I don't know. Do you like it? Yeah. Okay. It's great. Yeah. Academic. Boom. Yeah. I don't know. It doesn't get my gills going. I can tell you that. But it's Arizona. What do you expect?
I want to get you a shirt that says that. It doesn't get my gills going.
I'm just being honest, man.
Oh God. All right. Let me switch over.
Arizona's just so irrelevant. No offense, Cardinals, but I just
I get it. well, let's go over to let's go over to the Cleveland Browns, where defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz resigns. So Monken contacted Schwartz 3 days after his hire, attempting to arrange a partnership between the two, as the Athletic's Diana Rossini notes. And Schwartz was not enthused with the timing of the communication, something which further explains his resignation decision. So Schwartz is likely to spend the 2026 season out of coaching before resurfacing somewhere else. So Browns defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz was a finalist to become their head coach, but the job ultimately went to Todd Monken. As we know, on January 28th, Schwartz made it very clear afterward that he wanted to leave Cleveland, and he would do just a little, and he did do so just a little over a week later. So Schwartz has resigned, according to Mark Garofalo, and was among those to report. So, yeah.
Talk about a big fish, man. That's he did some wonders with that Browns defense over there. I mean, obviously it helps having Myles Garrett, but I don't know, he's had some success as a DC. So
look, there's something like I understand the Jets do what the Jets do. As a Jets fan, I can always say that, and that's okay. But the Browns are really kind of throwing good names away at this point. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I think, I mean, they wanted to go with the offensive mind. Monken's a little bit older. I don't think he's going to get another shot as a head coach, you know? So I think if Monken declined and went to New York with Harbaugh, you know, I think he probably would have been the choice at head coach. But, you know, then again, we'll never know. That's one of those, you know, doors that will never be opened. What ifs? It's a different
that is a big
reality.
what if, because if something were to happen to Monken, at least you had Schwartz right there ready to rock and roll. You know what I mean? But
you gotta trust Monken to, you know, create some munchkins to be able to take his spot if anything happens, you know.
Fair enough.
But I did find another piece of news. So the one that we discussed, I'm gonna have you take that. So because I'm gonna go back to Arizona. I found some more.
You would. Look. You know? You're a wealth of knowledge, my friend. Okay, I would expect nothing less. But
so,
yeah, I'll actually lead you back to the West Coast. How about that? Okay.
Promise.
So, I promise. I will not mislead you, my friend. Okay. But the Los Angeles Rams right tackle Rob Havenstein is to retire. So after 11 years as starting right tackle with the Rams, Rob Havenstein is calling it a career. He announced his retirement on Instagram on Tuesday, according to Sarah Barshop of ESPN. So thank you to all my teammates, coaches, and fans who have supported me and helped me over these past 11 years. I have had the time of my life with the Los Angeles Rams and can't thank the whole organization enough for giving me a shot back in 2015, although some in the organization weren't totally convinced. Now 33 years old, he was last at St. Louis as a St. Louis Ram, remaining on his team's roster as a second-round selection in 2015. Havenstein spent his rookie year in St. Louis. The Rams relocated to Los Angeles the next season. He noted some weren't convinced that the Rams were wise in using a high pick on him. He proved his doubters wrong as the Rams nabbed a day one starter and someone who topped the depth chart for his entire career. So shout outs to Rob Havenstein. I don't know which one it is, but
Rob Havenstein, I believe. I don't know, but he's a solid career.
Solid. So shout outs to him, man. You know, way to do it. Really, really hard to have a full career in the trenches. So those are the guys that are getting the hits every single play. So
yeah, and the ones that have to eat so much to maintain their body mass. And it's always crazy, the offensive linemen that retire and their bodies just completely change. Like Joe Thomas, you know, I'm sure Kelsey will shrink here pretty soon too, you know, so.
Yeah.
But, you know, going from the Rams to a divisional rival back to Arizona. So found some news regarding Kyler Murray. So the possibility of the Cardinals retaining quarterback Kyler Murray for 2026 came up 3 weeks ago, but his future in the desert remains iffy at best. The team is likely to move on from the 28-year-old, according to Ian Rapport of NFL.com. Arizona is hoping to find a trade partner for Murray. Per Adam Schefter of ESPN, he'll absolutely be on the trade market. Jason La Canfora of Sports Boom hears. So the Cardinals haven't changed their stance on Murray despite the recent head coaching change. One general manager told La Canfora, he's still gone, said the GM, who's seeking a quarterback but doesn't have any interest in Murray. Arizona fired the defensive-minded Jonathan Gannon and replaced him with Mike LaFleur, previously the Rams offensive coordinator. The Cardinals seem more likely to keep Jacoby Brissett after he started most of 2025 in place of an injured Murray. So we hear they are going with Brissett and want to get Kyler out of there, a top personnel executive informed La Canfora. It would behoove the Cardinals to get rid of Murray by March 15th, the day $19.5 million of his 2027 base salary becomes guaranteed. He's already guaranteed $36.8 million for next season. The Cardinals will surely have to pay down some of Murray's contract in a deal, but finding a taker would benefit their salary cap outlook. So trading Murray before June 1st would save the team $34.74 million and lead to a $17.92 million dead cap hit in 2026. A post June 1st swap wouldn't be as helpful, but the Cardinals would still free up $24.94 million while spreading $34.72 million in dead money over 2 years, $27.72 million in 26 and then $7.2 million in 2027. So what happens if they can't find a trade partner? They just release him. Releasing Murray would point to a far worse cap situation for Arizona. If done before March 15th, the club would absorb a $54.72 million dead money charge and lose over $2 million in cap space in 2026. Cutting them between March 15th and June 1st would create an untenable $77.25 million in dead money and take away $24.59 million in cap room. The post June 1st option wouldn't be much better. The Cardinals would spread the $77.25 million over 2 years, including $70.05 million next season, while losing $17.39 million in space in 2026.
Yeah, they would save $47.9 million this year if they cut him, but it's still you're just pushing money down the line, So
yeah, they cut him. You're looking at $77.25 million in dead money. Like, oof, ugly.
Yeah, that's
so we're on Kyler watch. Where will the Allen, Texas product go?
Jeez, man.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. Yeah, it's been a wild trip over there, and Jacoby Brissett came in, deservedly so, just started throwing the ball. I mean, I'm not saying he won like a bunch of games and stuff like that, but on the same end, he made the offense. No, he made the offense look at least more decent than what Kyler Murray was doing, And
you're just happy because he made your guy McBride more dominant.
He did. He got him like 11 touchdowns. I'll take that.
Yeah. So
it also made my take come true. I said Trey McBride would be the number one tight end.
Well, I mean, Bowers was hurt for 90% of the year, so
still 118 more routes run.
Well, yeah, he wasn't out there playing. It's hard to run routes when you're not playing.
That's a lot of routes in 4 games.
What, Bowers?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you're not playing. You're not gonna have any routes run.
So we'll find out. We'll find out the real race next year when Bowers has a quarterback, a solid quarterback too.
Potentially.
Yep. And
but are we officially on like Kyler Murray and Derek Carr watch? Is Derek Carr coming back?
I don't know.
That's a thing.
If the rumors are true and Derek Carr makes his way to the East Coast, to New York,
take him anywhere. We just need a pick.
Shoot. Garrett Wilson is. Garrett Wilson is gonna get hurt.
I mean, he got hurt last year too. So
I know, but
is that Carr's fault?
That one, no. That one was not. No, sir.
I mean, who would you rather go into the season with? Brady Cook, Derek Carr, or Justin Fields?
I would like to say Derek Carr, right? Because there's more stability of some sort there, right?
He's a competent quarterback. I'd say he's at least one of the, could you say, I guess, top 32 quarterbacks? Is he within that range? Like there's a few situations he could go into and he'd upgrade the situation, right? You have the Jets, you have Cardinals, you have Raiders, Browns,
maybe even Vikings.
Like he's he would upgrade potentially these teams.
Yeah.
I mean, despite everything in New Orleans, he had a winning record overall. So
he did. Yeah, I think it's pretty cut clear unless some miracle happens, like a Daniel Jones comes out and did what he did in Indianapolis, is that the Jets are going to pick their quarterback next year. So depending on where they're at and what assets they could use to move up, I'm guessing. So I'm half and half about like, hey, I don't. Nobody likes to see their team continue to lose, right? But you do want a good quarterback, and sometimes you need a better pick to do that. So it is what it is. But I would also like to see them win.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I mean, I think Derek Carr would give you the best chance to win sooner than later.
Yeah, I think you're right on that.
But enough Jets talk. That's not what the people are here for.
They're here for the Saints.
They're here for the Super Bowl, the thorough beatdown of the New England Patriots, America's most hated team, most hated villain. Sorry, Will.
Yeah. Despite how it looked on the television, right? Because it looked like Drake May was getting rocked. Like he had so much pressure on him.
I mean, he was inaccurate the entire game from first completion to last incompletion.
Yeah.
He was very jittery.
Yeah, but still managed almost 300 yards.
A lot of stat padding at the end. I don't know.
No, I understand, and to your point, yes, right. But I think what they did, the pressure they put on him, this kind of, I don't know, this kind of defense he's never seen before. This kind of aggression he's never seen before. It's different, and they showed it, and Seattle was ready.
Yeah, McDonald, I mean, he was getting there with 4, but before we dive super deep into it, can you believe that there was 81 passes thrown in this game between both quarterbacks?
By the way, Kenneth Walker ran? No. To be honest with you, no, I couldn't. No, I wouldn't have thought that, to be honest.
There was only 50 carries between both teams and 81 passes.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty good stat. That's a good stat.
It's just crazy. I mean, it just shows you how pass heavy our league is nowadays, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like there's a potential shift on the horizon with how defenses are getting a little bit smaller, faster, quicker.
Mm-hmm.
But defenses still have the upper hand right now. But I feel like offenses are going to start going back to some of that bully ball, to running the ball. So it'd be interesting to see how that shift changes and what changes in the next 3 to 5 seasons. So
yeah, I mean, you and I have talked about the run game coming back too, heavily, and we'll see. And we're going to see how that goes. So it's but that all starts with the line too. There's got to be a really good offensive line run within the next year or so. There was one last year, I would say that, but and not last year, the year before that. Sorry, but
we got to make running the ball cool again.
Yep.
I don't care what anybody says. I love the run game. I think it's great, and I think we should do more of it. Control the game, play bully ball,
run the damn ball. All right.
Yes. See.
Do you want to take us through a little summary of what some stats and what you thought, and
Yeah, I mean, Goliath beat the crap out of David. I mean, it was what it was. Like, I mean, I don't think it was pretty. I mean, for the first 3 quarters, it was first half probably a snooze fest. A lot of people didn't like it. It was a lot of situational football, a lot of great defense, a lot of punting. I mean, it was 9-0 at halftime, right?
Yeah.
Second half, third quarter, only 3 points were scored. Fourth quarter is when it really opened up. I think if it wasn't for that streaker, that person that came out on the field, New England wouldn't have scored any points. It would have been probably a shutout. But they showed what they were capable of in that 2-play sequence after halftime, the 2 deep passes to Matt Collins. But at the same token, Drake May just seemed like he didn't trust himself or didn't trust his line, it felt like. And his passes were so erratic.
Yeah.
And Sam Darnold, I mean, he completed 50% of his passes, but I feel like that New England came with a really good game plan
Mhm.
against Sam Darnold. Obviously there it wasn't no seeing ghosts. He did great job. Only took one sack. Didn't turn the ball over. But you could tell it took them a while to get their offense going. Right? They Kenneth Walker 27 or 135 on the ground, but I felt like that didn't really start happening until after the second half. They pop a couple runs here and there in the first half, but um, you know, I think one thing if they could have just sustained if New England could have just sustained a couple drives and gave their defense time to rest, I think the score would have been a lot closer than
Yeah.
29-13. But man, I mean, they had scored what one first down in the first half, or they had one first down in the first half.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty.
I mean, like for punts, right? If we look at it, you had the New England punter have 8 punts, 356 yards. On Seattle side, they had 7 punts for 335. 7 total punts were inside the 20 between both teams. Like, this is a special teams masterclass here. That's what people really need to be excited about. Like, what are we talking about? In the kicking game, perfect. Jason Myers, most field goals ever in a game, right? Most
Yeah.
points scored in NFL history in a season, right?
Yeah,
And
can we like for a moment just like sit there with that? Because
yeah,
yeah, like Jason Myers graduated 20 minutes from my house at Marist College, the Marist Foxes. Okay.
okay.
He's a big name around
You guys were
here.
besties?
We were, dude, no, we weren't. But
Right.
he did go to the Jets. The Jets let him go. And everybody here was
Common
just,
theme game.
huh?
Common theme in this game.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. But Jason Myers, shout out to him, man. He did a really good job. And if Kenneth Walker didn't do what he did, which you'll get into, he could have had the award of MVP at the end of this game. So
Potentially.
yeah.
But I mean, yeah, like I said, Kenneth Walker, 135 yards. He did have a touchdown that was called back. I think they would have given him the most rushing yards in the Super Bowl game, right? If he would have had that.
I believe so, yes.
So, he solidified his talent and what he can do from being the guy, and he made himself a lot of money. So I think it'll be full force on trying to get him to re-sign with Seattle. He is a free agent after the season. So, but man, what a stud!
Yeah. Showed up when he had to, his other running back,
Charbonnet towards ACL.
Dude.
I was against the Niners, right? Against the Niners.
Yeah, and it's like, yo, he wasn't there, and they gave this guy 27 carries, and he utilized all of it. Like I'm looking at this, and it's just he was shifting directions. He was very patient. He was doing exactly what a running back should do if he wanted to win the game, not just bull rush in every single hole to make sure that he can fit through it. He was patient. He allowed people to block. He changed direction. He was great on contact of balance, or balance of contact. You know what I mean? Like
contact balance,
yeah, he was amazing, dude. And he would get those bursts of 10-15 yards, and it's just like, yeah, you wore that defense down.
Well, you really saw Seattle really trying to attack the edges of the defense, a lot of stretches, and that's because Kenneth Walker, he's so athletic and he's got that speed. He's got the juice. Like if he gets a crease, he can take the distance. I mean, we saw that. And, obviously there was a holding, and the touchdown got called back, but there was plenty of runs where you could see him just see a small crease of daylight, and he accelerates and jumps through the hole. Like he's really, really good running back, and he showed what his potential could be. So be interesting to see what his 2026 looks like.
Yeah, and they only used him a handful of times in the receiving game, but he looked good there too. A
couple drops, but I don't think that's really his game, right?
No, it's not.
That's not he's not the pass catching guy. He can do it, but I don't think no one's gonna mistake him for Kamara. So
No, not at all.
no pass game.
They did a pretty good job. Christian Gonzalez did a pretty good job. Jackson
He had a
Smith,
great game.
Yeah. Jackson Smith-Njigba had held to 4 receptions and 27 yards off of 10 targets, by the way.
He got hurt too, didn't he?
He did, yes. Yes, he did.
So.
Your second man in targets was Cooper Kupp, going 6 for 61 yards, and AJ Barner catching all 4 of his for 54 yards and a touchdown. And
he was one that opened up the scoring for Seattle.
Yep, certainly was. And look, the defenses were running pretty high and running very, very well for that first half. Nobody was really, it was just kicker after kick after kick after kick. And
75% of this game, man. At 75% of this game, these defenses were lights out.
Yeah.
And Seattle's was like lights out the entire game. They were 100%.
Yeah.
I mean they had one bad drive, if that. You wouldn't consider that? I mean,
like they had, that, that touchdown, 11 QB hits, 6 pass deflections, 8 tackles for a loss, and 6 sacks. That's a recipe for not letting a quarterback get settled in the pocket.
It's a recipe to win.
Yeah, absolutely it was. And they did, right? So, you had Uchenna Nwosu with an interception, the touchdown, and Julian Love with his interception. So 80 yards altogether just between those two and a touchdown. So, you could put that together however you'd like, but they came to win and they wanted to, and they did. So I'm going to go over to the Patriots side, though, where Drake May went 27 for 43. 295, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, but sacked 6 times. He used his legs as much as he could. There was a couple times where the middle of the pocket opened up. He was able to make a couple runs, but 5 for 37 on the ground there. And
I think he should have used his legs more, to be honest.
I agree with you. 100%. I agree with
you. Before the Super Bowl, with our last show that we talked about, I discussed the way that the Patriots were going to win is through May's legs, through the run game, establishing a run game, and they did not do that, clearly.
No, they didn't. They only ran the ball, 18 times collectively for 79 yards. Ramondre having 7 of those for 23 yards, and Travion Henderson having 6 of those for 19 yards. So they definitely could not get the ball rocking and rolling. But the most targets being thrown to was Matt Collins. 8 targets, 4 receptions, 78 yards, and a touchdown. Pop Douglas getting 7 targets, 4 receptions for 45 yards. And Ramondre Stevenson did play a really, really big role here, getting 5 receptions for 40 yards out of 5 targets. Sorry. So 5 targets, 5 receptions, 40 yards, and a touchdown. And Stephon Diggs, only 3 targets, held to 3 for 37. Hunter Henry, they did their job pretty well. He only got 5 targets, 3 receptions, 31 yards. And Travion Henderson caught all 3 of his for 26 yards. And Kayshon Boutte, quiet night, 5 targets, 1 catch for 21. And Austin Hooper hauling in 2 of his 3 targets for 10 yards. And Kyle Williams only targeted twice, 1 for 7. And, Drake May had that fumble, lost it. This Patriots defense was really only able to get after Sam Darnold, sacked him once, 7 tackles for a loss, which is good, 7 pass deflections, 6 QB hits. But I will say this. There were a couple passes from Darnold that were a little bit behind that made Christian Gonzalez look good, but I don't want to take away from Christian Gonzalez. He's very good at allowing the quarterback to see what he thinks he's going to do. And then that closing speed between him and the ball is absolutely astounding. It's amazing. He is an athlete to no other degree. than a great quarterback or cornerback. So
Yeah, shout out to Colony, Texas.
I loved watching him. Like he was blanketing anybody that he had really, and it was just it was looking really good. So
he's still a young corner. He's still going to develop and continue to grow and get better. I mean, both these teams are going to continue to grow and develop. I mean, these are both two really good young teams. Seattle's they looking pretty nicey for the next couple of years.
Yeah, Seattle's got a lot of young players on that team right now, and so does the Patriots do too as well, right?
But they didn't win, so we don't care.
I mean, thanks. But if you look at Seattle, where are you at? They have $73 million in cap space. They can spend.
Yeah, all of it's going to Kenneth Walker.
Yeah. And if they want to upgrade in some places and maybe overpay people or get some elite people on that team, they can.
They got some elite guys. I wouldn't.
No, I exactly.
But yeah, add more talent. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And make it easy for everybody, or you get, whatever it was. It's just they have the ability, have so much flexibility right now.
Yeah, both the teams, and plus you got Sam Darnold on a pretty good deal. So you got your quarterback locked up for the next 3 years. He's signed a 4-year deal this offseason.
Yeah. Yep.
So, and, but I'm not sure what their free. I know a couple of the free agents are Rashid Shaheed and Kenneth Walker. I'm not sure who else is going to be a free agent, but I know JSN and Devon Witherspoon, they're both due for extensions. They're eligible for extensions, excuse me. So
yeah, it was I enjoyed it. I thought the Super Bowl was good. You and I have a similar taste of every now and again somebody going to score, but we enjoy the endeavors of a really good defense, right? Like Absolutely. We really do. And it's because we understand, the quickness off of the ball, you know what I mean? And, from an edge rusher, and, we really look at that. We value that. And it's when we go to the combine in the next few weeks, we're going to have a blast looking at all these people, and we start right over again. And this is the exciting part for us.
Futures now.
Yeah, everybody else is going to be, okay, football's over. And you and I get to go into this dome in Indianapolis that had a really revived season. So the town might be a little popping this year around. You know what I mean? So
yeah. And, I'm not sure if you made your announcement with your people or not, but I did a announcement on LinkedIn that I was going to be out there, and we've got a lot of good feedback. A lot of people want to connect. So it's always good. I mean, especially with this industry, it's such a small industry and there's only so many roles and whatnot. So it's always good to connect and grow and meet a lot of new people that are grinding and trying to make it within this business. So
yeah, and I think I do want to say this because you and I have a really good game plan for this business, and I think people understand sometimes, or they forget. Look, it's a show, but this is also a business, right? We're trying to do things very, very well in this industry, and we're nowhere near where we want to be, but we had to start somewhere. And C-Dub and I, we really do put together game plans and how we want to meet people and what we want to meet, and the goals we want to meet as well. And when we go over to Indianapolis, we do have a mindset of the important meetings that we want to take and the important people that we want to see. And that doesn't always mean that they are GMs from a football team or a head coach from a football team. Sometimes it's the people that we know that we could work with very well to make sure that we can grow and that we can make this thing that we believe in so well to go farther. So we take very good pride, and I honor you as a co-host and a very good friend to help me make those decisions and for us to work as a team so that we don't waste time. It's not the quantity, but it's always the quality, right?
Yeah, time's the most valuable asset we have, right?
Yeah, and I encourage anybody, if you're working with somebody, make sure you guys are on the same page, and you guys always go for the quality of things, not so much the quantity, because sometimes going wide isn't the same as the depth that you have, and sometimes you need really, really good depth, and that's where the roots grow from the ground up, and you guys could build a dynasty from that point. So it's been a fun first season doing this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
From week one all the way through to the Super Bowl, and
Yeah. I mean,
coming
we
right
really
back
kicked it
around.
off last draft, wasn't it? Wasn't it like
Yeah,
right before
we did,
last
yeah.
draft? Yeah. So
It's look, and we get to go back to St. Elmo's.
yes, and almost elite.
Elite St. Elmo's.
That's a number one pick right there.
It is. It certainly is, man. But yeah, it was a great 2025, 2026 season, and I couldn't, a great different. We had expectations for certain things that didn't go as planned. Some things we did, which we're going to have that episode. We're going to talk about our failures, our shortcomings, and we're also going to talk about our successes and what we thought could have happened. It did happen. So, with that, that's another episode to come, and we're going to make sure that we have that, up and ready. But if you guys have not yet, please do follow us at Top Dog Coverage. Okay, on YouTube, X, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. Swipe up on Apple and Spotify. Leave us those 5 stars. Hit us with a message. topdogcoverage@gmail.com. Let us know what you guys thought about the season. We would love to hear from you guys. And topdogcoverage.com. Let us know what your guys' favorite team was this season. And we get all that data, and it tells us exactly who likes which teams on our website. So, but I think that kind of wraps it up for the Super Bowl, and we're on to the next chapter here, C-Dub.
2025 season is over and done with.
Yeah, and it's
get the 2026 draft now.
It is the 2026 draft. So, but with that, we will see you guys shortly with a brand new episode. Yeah, definitely talking about how we
Seattle. I promise. I will repent.
Yeah.
I will make sure I give you your flowers. I apologize.
Yeah. We definitely had them as a complete underdog. If not, they didn't even live in the doghouse for what we had. But that's part of the game. But it's your boy Dirty. It's your boy C-Dub. And thank you for spending this season with us. But it doesn't end here. It only continues. We love you guys. Be good. And we out.